committed to environmental justice and working still with organizations here in the state of Washington, such as Front and Centered. They are a coalition of, initially there were 60 community-based organizations. Now I think they are up to 80. So really delighted to come today. And as you have been doing already, trying to connect the dots between this pandemic, climate justice, and also looking into a positive, trying to look for common solutions. Having said this, I want to start acknowledging, yes, we know that climate change is real. This is not a new phenomenon. It has been occurring in our planet for eons. However, the current climate change has been an accelerator phenomenon that has been increasing or accelerating due to the human impacts. However, not everyone experiences climate change in the same way. And there are factors such as race and ethnicity and others that play a central role in the way climate justice impacts them and the disproportionate risks towards climate change. So this talk is going to be focused, especially recognizing environmental racism. This is looking not only into the natural systems, but also into the social, political, and economical systems. This is those discriminatory practices that can translate in unfair distribution, not just of services, but also the distribution of environmental dangers or unequal access to nature benefits. And this is, again, disproportionately impacting low-income communities and BIPOC communities, not just in the United States, but across the world. So yeah, we were talking a little bit more about climate change as being a global issue. However, the way in which it's experienced, it has differences at the local level, and I can say even at the individual level. So for many, I could say almost a century, environmentalism was led with this Western idea that nature and humans are separate. And still part of our current science has many areas of specialization where some scientists focus just on the natural or biological systems, and others will look, for example, into more the social sciences or the social dynamics. However, we know that in traditional communities, traditional knowledge, and this could be Native American and Alaska Native knowledge, or any other indigenous knowledge, this perspective is not true. However, again, going back into the science, environmentalism is this idea of we have to preserve nature. And again, this is seeing nature as something external from humans. And then therefore, when initially the word of sustainability was created, was looking into especially economic aspects as well, of course, looking into the future of human generations. However, in the 70s here in the United States, especially with the movement of civil rights, there was an increased acknowledgement that this framework was not being useful, and that was leading into environmental racism and not recognizing the experiences and the knowledge of local communities and indigenous communities and communities of color. So today, this talk will look into climate justice. This means looking into this idea of these systems, what we call in science socio-ecological systems, are really interrelated. And we are going to talk, or I'm going to talk about principles of social justice to address especially inequities that are affecting and disproportionately communities of color and low-income communities.